Welcome to Everyday Car Guy. Today we're taking a look at a 2022 Jeep Compass. I rented this from Avis here. I am traveling on the big island of Hawaii, and they told me that they don't get cars here that often, so this car has 50,000 miles on it, which is not a new car, but it was good to test this car because it hasn't really changed much in the last 2 years. You know, getting cars over here to this island is difficult, so that they keep the cars a little bit longer at the rental car companies, at least on the big island. So why did I rent this car? Well, we weren't sure whether we were going to go all the way up to the top of the mountain of the volcano, and you might have needed four-wheel drive, believe it or not, in November up there. So that's why I rented the Jeep. A couple of bad things about this car: it only has 177 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in 9.3 seconds. That's 0 to 60, not quarter mile time, 9.3 seconds. It barely can get out of its way. It's not the quickest car out there. But on the island, we're in island time here. We don't have to go fast, so this car is just fine. It's supposed to get better gas mileage, up to 30 miles per gallon on the highway. We haven't even gotten onto the highway. The roads around here are mostly slow-moving, two-lane roads that you can't do much faster than 55. We did go over the mountain and we were doing about 60, 65, which was pretty good, but going up the hill, this little thing was like making all kinds of noise trying to get up the hill. Let's just take a quick look at this Jeep. It hasn't changed much in the last couple of years. It's probably pretty similar if you were to buy one new right now. This is, I believe, the limited edition, which has a couple more accoutrements than the normal one. The one thing I really like about this car is that it has adaptive cruise control, which I always love. Inside, it's pretty comfortable. You sit kind of high so your knees are bent. You can lock the car from the outside by just pressing the button. It's locked. And to open it, you just put your hand here and it opens. So that is one of the things I like. It is pretty basic. It does not have a power lift gate. You just open it up, but it's spring loaded and up it comes with the hydraulics. It has aluminum wheels, which are pretty nice looking. Overall, it's a pretty good looking car. I like the flare fenders. I like the way the back end comes up here, kind of narrows and tapers over here. I like the roof rack. I like the two-tone that they have on this model. You sit up high, which is nice for the smaller SUV size that this is, and the back seat isn't that bad. I can actually fit in the back seat even though the seat is all the way back, unlike the Mazda that I tested, which I couldn't even fit in the back seat. My knees wouldn't fit back there. The trunk space is small, but it can fit a couple of suitcases. So overall, for two people, this is fine. Even a small family of four, this would be a good car. This car does come with four-wheel drive, and it gets up to 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. Overall, it rides very nice. It's pretty comfortable. Let's take a look at the interior. You just get close to the car and it opens. Very nice. The interior is quite spacious and it's not bad at all. Inside the car, it's pretty comfortable. Has one-touch starting, plenty of headroom, has lots of buttons on the steering wheel. Everything is pretty much in range of my hands, which is nice, but it does have a big blind spot in the back. That blind spot is great because you have blind spot warning on the mirrors. Thank goodness for that. The climate control is nice and strong. And when you hook up your phone with a cable, it works perfectly. So overall, the car rides nice. You sit up high. Let's check out the back seat. Now the front seat is adjusted for my height, so let's see how we do on the back seat here. Not bad. I have plenty of leg room here and plenty of headroom. So I'm just shy of 6 feet, and this seat is set up for me. So I mean, it's not as enough room as my wife's Lincoln, but it's pretty good. It has a nice armrest down here in the middle, and it even has a charging port and a plug down here, so that's pretty neat. Let's check out the trunk. So to open the trunk, the car has to be unlocked, but you just reach down here and hit the button underneath there and it opens right up. It's an interesting truck. It has a lip to it, so it goes down. So that's kind of interesting how that works. And you can, of course, fit quite a few pieces of luggage back here. So if you want to put the seats down, there's a lever right here. You just grab it, squeeze it, push the seat down. Same on this side. You Gotta reach in, grab it, push the seat down. Not a bad size. Why don't we take this car out for a ride and see what it's all about? Come along. It's got one push button start. Put it in gear. It always has the brake goes on. And away we go. So the one thing this car doesn't have is a lot of horsepower. Yeah, that's it floored. So this car does 0 to 60 in 9.3 seconds. Yes, 9.3 seconds, 0 to 60. That's pretty slow. So driving this car, it's pretty comfortable. You sit up high, my knees are bent, which is nice for a small SUV. If you listen, when you come to a traffic light, this car actually shuts down, which means that it's trying to save you some gas mileage, which helps boost the mileage up to 30 miles per gallon on the highway, and also in the city. This model of the Compass comes with adaptive cruise control. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know how much I love the adaptive cruise control. It works really well in this car. When traffic slows down, it eases down to their speed. They pull out, they pull up to highway speed, this car gains speed pretty smoothly. When you plug your phone into the car, Apple AirPlay comes up immediately, as would Android Auto. This car has several modes, none that we needed. It had, auto, snow, sand, and mud. Thank goodness we haven't needed any of those. The monitor is pretty large, it's up high, and the air conditioning works well too. Car rides pretty good. The car's got a bad blind spot, but it has blind spot warning in the mirror. As with most Jeeps, there's always an Easter egg, and I can see a little Jeep right over there on my windshield. A little Easter egg of the Jeep. Always fun to find those. This car did not come with a sunroof. You can get it with a sunroof, but that is on the next level. You can't tell how well it handles because it's a small SUV. It shouldn't handle that well, but it does these roads fine. Has a power seat on the driver's side, but the passenger seat is all manual. And this is a 2022 model of the Compass. The Compass really hasn't changed that much since 2022, so it's a good review to have because you can see what this car is like and how well it's doing after 50,000 miles. Your screen is all touch screen. To turn on your climate, everything is touch. And then you have your apps, you have your CarPlay, and you have your media, so you can run music off of your media. That pretty much shows you everything that you can do with this car. It's pretty comfortable. It's bigger than the Mazda that I tested. The back seat is a little bit bigger. It's a cute little car. We are traveling on the big island of Hawaii. We're on one of the most main roads on the island, and the whole speed limit is 45. So it's not like you have to drive fast here. We're in island time, as they call it. So nobody goes fast here anyway. So this is probably the perfect car. The fact that it doesn't go to 60 miles an hour that quickly. On the road with the Everyday Car Guy. After our trip to Oahu, we popped over to the big island of Hawaii. We rented a beautiful condo out at Moana Lani Resort. They had a great restaurant in Apua right on the premises and were able to go snorkeling right from the resort. We loved exploring the island and went to the town of Waimea and found their local coffee shop that did not disappoint. Coffee is a big thing in Hawaii, so we had to test a lot of it. We went to the Hala Tree Coffee Farm and had a private tour of the farm and got to try several flavors of their 100% Kona coffee. From there we hit Shaka Tacos, a small spot down the road from Hala Coffee, and wow, the food was delicious. That evening we did a night snorkel trip and were able to see manta rays up close. But beware, the water was quite rough that night, and both my wife and I got a little seasick. Our next adventure took us on a road trip around the island. We stopped at Waipi'o with a beautiful view of the sacred Hawaiian Cove. We grabbed a delicious bowl of fresh fruit from the Waipi'o Fruit Shack just down the road. Continuing on our journey, we couldn't pass up the famous Tex Drive-In for their fresh malasadas. Wow, one bite and it was an explosion of sweetness. Oh my god, it was amazing. So fresh, they make it right here. We finally arrived at the Akaka Falls. It was an easy hike, with beautiful views everywhere you look. Our next stop was the Anamiya Trails, another hike with beautiful views. But please note, parking is limited there with only 3 spots at the trailhead. On our last day, we headed out to Volcano National Park. Again, we did some easy hikes with views of the volcano, which was just smoldering at that time. One place that was on my to-do list was to hike through a lava tube. It felt like we were walking through a science fiction movie set. Note, don't read Michael Crichton's book Eruption until after visiting those lava tubes. We ended our day in the town of Hilo and stopped by Chillville for some rolled ice cream. The Big Island has a lot to offer, and you need several days to see everything, but it is worth it. It's time for the Everyday Car Guy's report card. As for comfort, the Jeep Compass's interior is plain, but it works. Nothing special. I'm not crazy about the middle console, but it has a pretty comfortable ride. The back seat is sufficient, and if you have a family of 4, it works well. It's a small Jeep, but I'm not really impressed with the interior, so for comfort, I'm rating the Jeep Compass as C+. Now for performance. I always rate cars on everyday use. 0 to 60 is the most important performance element since we all need to get on highways. The Jeep Compass comes with a 177 horsepower 4-cylinder engine that only goes 0 to 60 in 9.3 seconds. When going up hills, you can really hear the engine whine. The transmission shifts down quickly, but getting onto highways could be difficult. It handles like a small SUV, but I didn't expect it to handle the curves like a Porsche. It was a rental, so I couldn't test it off-roading. On a positive note, the adaptive cruise control was excellent and worked well in traffic. Overall, its performance was just average, but the adaptive cruise control gives it a boost, and therefore for performance, I'm rating the Jeep Compass a B-. Economically, the Jeep Compass gets 31 miles per gallon on the highway and only 22 miles per gallon in the city. It seems like its Japanese competition gets far better gas mileage for about the same size car. So for economy, let's give the Jeep Compass a C+. Let's talk about design. The Jeep Compass has a nice stance with good lines, nice alloy wheels, and a good-looking front grille with that Jeep branding of the 7 slots. The fit and finish was good all around, the interior was basic, but the back seat actually had decent legroom and a pretty good-sized trunk area. So for design, let's give the Jeep Compass a B+. For value, in 2022, the Jeep Compass started over $26,000. When you add 4-wheel drive and a few upgrades, suddenly the car is over $32,000. Now that's getting a little pricey for me, but part of that price is the status of driving a Jeep. But for straight up value, I'm just rating the Jeep Compass a C. Overall, the Jeep Compass gets a combined grade of a B-. Thanks for watching the test drive of the Jeep Compass. If you like today's show, please hit the subscribe button below. Until next time, drive carefully.